Oops. Wow. Okay, sorry. Let me adjust. It is morning time here. You can see my stuff in the background, and you can see that I haven't taken my hair out of my night ponytail yet. But here's the deal. I want to talk to you about a um, article that was written by and published actually by Fast Company, and it's old. It's like May 2005. I say old because I mean in 2010 I got my executive MBA degree and did some international business projects. Got to go to Prague, got to go to London, got to quiz and talk to people that worked in facilities and plants around the globe. Got to listen to an attorney that was in the Chamber of Commerce in Prague. Kudos to that. That gave me so much insight. So when I first started my executive MBA, this always happens to me, by the way. Like I'm always, it feels like the least informed, or I'm the most courageous with questions. So, like we were talking about the EU and that forum, like that summer, like gathering or whatever. And I was raised on a farm. And so, yeah, some current events, but not super into the whole business world, even though he's corporate HR. So anyway, I can remember asking, like, what is that? And, the people in my cohort were pretty good. They didn't laugh at me, but, I felt, and I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure, like, I was the only one of the 12 of us that didn't really know about that. And so even though I had exposure to Forex, foreign exchange, and lots of things, I didn't have the linguistics down, I didn't have the vernacular down, and I certainly didn't have the extensive knowledge to speak intelligently to that. Anyway, in this article, it is entitled Change or Die. So I'm going to repeat that if you want to Google it, Change or Die. There's photographs in here by Betty Images, and I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and looks like 5 pages front side only. So 3 pages of papers if you print them back to front. Okay, here we go. Change or die. So I'm actually going to headline this because I do not think that I can do this quickly, but you will get the point. Change or die. What if you were given that choice? I'm pretty sure I've read this before. For real. What if it weren't just the hyperbolic rhetoric that conflates corporate performance with life and death, not the overblown exhortation of a rabid boss, all of the slick motivational speakers, self-dramatizing CEOs, leaders, and just egomaniacs. That's my editorial comment to this article. We're talking actual life or death now. You own your life or your death. Gulp. This is really hard for me. My husband did die by suicide in 2018. And if you knew him, you knew he was a highly productive citizen and community member, and it sucked. Here we go. Special ed teacher, citizen police officer, Rotary volunteer, helping with, marginalized kids, taught kids how to suicide themselves, was a coach, Little League coach for a lot of boys. All right, so not the overblown exhortations of a rabid boss, slick motivational speaker, or self-dramatizing CEO. We're talking actual life and death now. You own your life or death. I don't think you should own your death, by the way. Like, just, again, I need to, because of my life experience, I need to make that uber clear. Okay, so well-informed, trustworthy authority figure says you need to change, okay? Do it or die. A lot sooner than you had to. Could you change? Yes, you think? Try again. Yes? You're probably delusional is what this is saying. You wouldn't change. Don't, and then this is going to go on to tell you why. Here are the odds. Scientifically studied odds, again, as of May 2005, it's not pretty. Here we go. 9 to 1. That's 9-1 against you. How do you like them odds? So there's like a 10%, less than a 10% chance that you are an outlier in that way. Okay. This revelation unnerved a lot of people in the audience at IBM's Global Innovation Outlook Conference. I might have submitted this to my professor. The company's top executives invited the most far-sighted thinkers they knew from around the globe together in New York and proposed solutions to some really big problems, and they started with the crisis of healthcare. Huge. We were looking at this when I was back at Dana, when I was centralizing their disability function, and we saved major bucks just on spend. Could never calculate the amount of money we saved majorly on claims. Okay, so again, wellness, people. My name is Jamie Thor. I'm all about wellness, Thor Wellness Group. Check me out, but stay with me because I want to gloss over and just get to the crux of this article for you. So here's some stats. They started with the crisis in healthcare in an industry that consumes an astonishing, and again, this is old, $1.8 trillion a year in the United States alone, or 15% of the U.S.'s domestic product, gross domestic products. For all of you non-business majors, GDP, gross domestic product, it's like pretty much the pool of money that it takes to run the nation. Okay, a dream team of experts took the stage. You might have expected them to proclaim breathtaking advancements in science, technology, mapping human genomes, all kinds of things like that, and that is not what they said. They said that the root cause of health crisis hasn't changed for decades, and the medical establishment still couldn't figure out what to do about it. Dr. Ray Levy, founder of GMF, which is the Global Medical Forum, an annual summit in the health system, told the audience a relatively small percentage of the population consumes the vast majority of the healthcare budget for disease that are very well known and by and large behavioral. How many of you are taking drugs that you don't need to be taking? Okay. So that is, they're stuck because of how they choose to live their lives, not because the environmental genetic factors beyond their control. Dr. Levy continues, even as far back as when I was in medical schools, where he enrolled in Harvard in 1955 was quite a long time before I was born. Many articles demonstrated 80% of the healthcare budget was consumed by 5 behavioral issues. They didn't bother to name them, but you don't need an MD to guess what he was talking about too much. Smoking, drinking, eating, stress, and not enough exercise. Booyah, right? So the knockout blow was delivered by Edward Miller, the dean of medical school. Let's just keep this all simple, baby girls and baby boys out there, and don't go into this weird wackadoodle space that there's more than 2 genders. If you are behind that agenda, and I think it's mostly Democrats, you need to see a shrink. Okay, here we go. And I mean that. He turned and we should not be messing with our genders. For all of you, if you are one of those mango mad scientists, like you should be locked up. Okay, don't mess with the genders. Okay, he turned to the discussion to patients where heart disease is so severe they have to undergo bypass surgery. Traumatic, expensive procedure can cost more than $100,000 if complications arise. 600,000 people have bypass surgery in the United States every year. That's my cue. I got to get going. I'm going to snooze this. And so, again, this is just like me just breezing through a few paragraphs here. Here's some more information. Myth. Crisis is a powerful impetus for change. The reality, 90% of patients who have had coronary bypass do not sustain the changes in the unhealthy lifestyles that worsen their severe heart disease. So if you're a stubborn ass and you want to be a donkey and you think that you're a goat and you're not going to get down or do what the doctors say, you're probably going to die. Myth. Change is motivated by fear and reality. It's too easy for people to go into denial of the bad things that might happen to them compelling positive visions of the future are stronger. So that's where hope comes in. Myth, the facts will set us free from reality. What? Myth, the facts will set us free. Reality. Oh yeah, don't, yeah, strike with. Okay, here we go. The facts will set us free. The reality. Our thinking is guided by narratives, not facts. When a fact does not fit our conceptual frames, the metaphors we use to make sense of the world, we reject it. Also, change is inspired best by emotional appeals rather than factual statements. This sounds like the law to me. Myth, small gradual changes are always easier to make and sustain. Reality, radical sweeping changes are often easier because they quickly yield benefits. My question on that is how many people will be courageous enough to make a radical change? Okay, myth, we can't change because our brains become hardwired early in life. This is such garbage right here. I was a psych major, neuroplasticity. I think there's still a lot of theory going on in the neurospace and especially in the psychology space, because when you're talking about the actual brain and the actual anatomy and physiology of it, we scientists, I should say, are seeing that they think that this area of the brain is, for example, if it's removed, it will stop seizures, or somebody has a traumatic brain injury and what happens is they take out a segment of the brain and they lose their speech. But then the thing is, even though that segment, again, anatomically has been removed, so I hate to use this word, but some form of lobotomy has occurred, people can still learn. That's how mysterious our brain is. So we can't map it very well. But thank God the psychologists and the neurologists are starting to talk together. Check out Stanford. Check out my dude, what's his name? Huberman. He's got a cool lab. Okay, myth. We can't change because our brains become hardwired early in life. Reality. Our brains have extraordinary, unbelievable plasticity, meaning we can continue to learn complex new things throughout our lives, assuming we truly stay active and engaged. So get safe, be engaged, see if you can get some love, and then you'll feel loving. Sell it. That's all I got for now. I'm wrapping up. Maybe next time I'll hit some of the other diagrams and or framing that's going on in this article. Like I said, if you want to check it out, probably need to look up and Google Fast Company May 2005 Change or Die. So God bless you good. Mwah. Take care. Bye. Oh, check me out at Thor Wellness Group. And I also obviously have a YouTube channel. You need to search Jamie at Thor Wellness Group on YouTube if you want to find more of my content and videos. And I would like some feedback. If you could please engage with my content so that I can see that I am reaching people. That is why. So thank you. I appreciate you listening to me. And like I said, have a good day. I could throw a scripture or two at you, but I'm not gonna. So, but just know I'm praying for you. Thanks. Bye.